Hello and welcome to Quick Match Heroes. My name is Erin, aka Grishno, and this is Heroes of the Storm. Welcome to the Tomb of the Spider Queen, where we collect gems, turn in the gems, and summon web weavers. On the red team, we have a Greymane, who is the brand new character coming out with the latest patch. So we have seen a lot of Greymanes coming up in Quick Match. You can see both teams have one. Red team also has Lunara, Zeratul, Brightwing, and a Sergeant Hammer. Meanwhile, the blue team with a Greymane, Butcher, Lieutenant Morales, Kerrigan, and a Tassadar. On this Tomb of the Spider Queen, you can see that we do have 3 lanes down here for pushing. In the middle of each lane, there is going to be a small shrine where where teams can turn in spider butts. And you'll see some of these spider butts come into play as the match begins. So looks like we do have the Greymane and the Brightwing coming in for the blue team into the center. Meanwhile, the Greymane and the Tassadar coming in from the red team. So Greymane versus Greymane, let's see how they do. Looks like nothing happening so far in the mid lane. It does look like Butcher at the bottom trying to be sneaky with the Lieutenant Morales. Sergeant Hammer coming in trying to maybe set up, trying to get some damage on the siege damage. Going way out of position, heading all the way back here, is going to try and be sneaky and take out this back tower. It looks like. Is the red team going to respond? It doesn't look like they even see it. Looks like the Lieutenant Morales might see it. Maybe Butcher, meanwhile, just getting poisoned, having 3 stacks of poison from Lunara. Is going to head back. Is going to take a drink from the sippy cup, but it does look like they were able to spot the Sergeant Hammer way out of position. Does look like Lieutenant Morales coming in, but Lieutenant Morales versus Sergeant Hammer just isn't going to be able to do anything. Is going to be able to provide vision. Sergeant Hammer, knowing that, just heading right back in, just being a pesky little boss. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, looks like Kerrigan and Greymane are able to get some spider butts, and you can see the number that are being carried by each individual next to their health bar. So right here, Kerrigan does have 7. She is going to turn it in, and at the bottom, you can see 7 out of 50. So when the team equals 50, they are going to summon a wave of web weavers that are going to be large fighters that will push down each of the lanes, helping that team take down forts and destroy the enemy team. Tassadar, lots of damage. Zeratul coming in, but just backing off because I do see the Kerrigan. Looks like Greymane out of position, coming in. Blue team Greymane coming in, trying to get some damage, and it does look like each Greymane is just going to suicide against each other. Meanwhile, Zeratul coming in, trying to get some damage. Tassadar tossing out their damage, and Kerrigan jumping in, getting down that Tassadar, and that is going to be 2 members of the blue team coming down. Tassadar way out of position, getting polymorphed by the blue team's Brightwing, and getting flanked at the same time by Lunara, is also going to go down. So that is a 2-for-2 trade, meaning that both teams are about at level 4, and the game is pretty even so far. Looks like Sergeant Hammer continuing to walk around, toss out some mines, and get some damage on some waves, but it's no longer hiding back behind enemy lines, no longer being super sneaky. Greymane getting some poison, has 3 dots of poison, is going to Hearth, is going to get out of there. Tassadar coming in, using some vision, trying to see what's going on, making sure that they don't see the blue team Zeratul. Butcher running in, hitting the Zeratul, who is super sneaky, getting his abilities out. Tassadar tossing out some lightning, but it does look like the blue team Zeratul is going to get away safely. They are going to be just fine. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Kerrigan hiding in the smoke, being sneaky. 2 members of the blue team in the bottom lane pushing completely uncontested. Greymane, looks like Butcher is going to come on Greymane, who is super squishy. Lieutenant Morales with the body blocks. Greymane coming in, trying to get some damage. Lunara coming in, trying to get some damage, but is the Butcher able to do anything, trying to peel? Tassadar coming in, and Lunara just out of position. Red team able to take a member of the blue team down. Brightwing jumping down. Does look like it's going to be a 3v2 in the bottom lane. Is the red team going to be able to do anything with this? They're trying to take care of the wave. minions trying to, but Butcher running in, getting polymorphed right away, missing his stun, missing his slow, and Tassadar with the shields is going to be able to make sure that no damage is happening. This Butcher right here with a Lieutenant Morales and a Tassadar is incredibly strong, because that Tassadar can just put a shield on the Butcher, Butcher can run in, hit some damage, and then walk away, and Lily can heal up as soon as the Butcher is taking some damage. Butcher coming in again on Greymane. Greymane is going to get maybe stunned, switching into Worgen form. Are they going to get away? Tassadar body blocking the friendly Butcher is going to take some damage from the Greymane, is going to get healed by the Lieutenant Morales though, and at the top lane it does look like Kerrigan is just going to suck those in with one of her abilities, and then she has some spikes that she can use. Looks like she's saving that, but she is able to take that down, giving her 3 spider butts to turn in soon. Looks like that should actually be enough. Red team with 47, looks like that is going to get the first spider wave of the game at 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Zeratul coming in up top. Kerrigan possibly out of position here. Is she going to be able to respond in time? She does get extra damage, but her combo is spent, and now she needs to run away. Now she needs to try and get away. Meanwhile, Zeratul following very closely and is going to pull away. She does jump in. She does have a few abilities off cooldown, but it does look like she's not able to do much more than just harass. Meanwhile, Brightwing in the middle with 18 spider butts to her name, trying to push back against this, but just not great at wave clear, not great at damage. Tassadar and Butcher in the middle, or in the bottom, sorry. Butcher going back, going somewhere, just sort of ignoring this wave that's being pushed in. Tassadar sitting around trying to get the experience. Looks like they are going to be able to take out that fort as well as that wall. Top lane, Kerrigan coming in is also looks like going to be able to take out that fort and that wall, and Butcher and Morales just hanging out in the middle, maybe trying to turn in, but you can't turn in during web wave, trying to get some damage here on the blue team's Greymane. Zeratul meanwhile just sitting, but that Tassadar shield is going to be huge. Butcher running all the way in, is out of position. Are they going to be able to escape? And they do, trying to come back and get some Greymane damage, is going to be able to get that stun through the wall. Nice play by the Butcher. Brightwing meanwhile pushing out the mid lane with Sergeant Hammer. 20 spider butts to Brightwing's name. Looks like 22 now. If Brightwing was able to turn in, that would be fantastic for the team. Kerrigan, meanwhile, just pushing top, able to get tons of damage, able to take down that fort, and able to really take care of that Zeratul. Lunar coming in, trying to poke down this this web weaver, which is going to come in. Might even get a little bit of damage on these second tier structures. Looks like it is going to dissipate first, but that is a big wave coming into the second tier of defensive structures. Meanwhile, 4 members of the red team coming in against Greymane and a Brightwing in the middle, trying to get, looks like they were able to take down the forts and the walls, or the towers and the walls, coming in with some fort. Red team hitting their ultimates, hitting level 10, getting their ultimate abilities. Tassadar using the Archon ability to get lots of siege damage here, and the mid fort is able to go down. That is 2 forts down for the red team, and they are going to try and get some camps at this point. It does look like the Butcher is going to turn in. Lunara trying to turn in right up here, but Greymane putting a stop to that, saying no, you will not turn in here, and chasing her away. Kerrigan also coming in. Butcher coming in. This is a super aggressive red team with their front line, especially given the Lieutenant Morales, who can just heal them back up, and with the Tassadar, who can send them in with some shields. Butcher going in again on using their heroic ability as well, but being pushed back by the Sergeant Hammer. Is going to miss. Does have the stim pack from the Lieutenant Morales, but is going to just walk away, try and come back, because they were getting flanked in the backline by the Zeratul, who is going to go down. And Lunara, does the Butcher have a charge? Are they able to do anything? Greymane, Hammer coming in on that side. Good call on the Butcher, pushing back, coming in for the Brightwing. Is Brightwing's in trouble. Brightwing is going to go down. Great job, Kerrigan. That is tons of spider butts. You can see that got dropped right here, that the enemy team is going to lose because Brightwing was not able to turn in. Meanwhile, 4 members of the red team coming in against 3 members of the blue team. Greymane hiding, being super sneaky, but is out of position, is going to get away. It's just going to walk away. Looks like the red team wasn't able to see that. They are going to try and take out the bottom fort. Kerrigan and the Butcher coming in, getting some serious damage. Tassadar helping out with the wave clear, and Greymane taking out the tower in the back. 4 members of the blue team coming in, trying to push back against this. Red team pushing forward. Will they be able to do anything with this? Archon being used, getting some damage on the Brightwing. Kerrigan clearing out the lanes and additional damage on Brightwing. Are they able to do anything? It looks like they are going to make the right call, and they are just going to push back. Actually, it looks like Greymane might be coming in up top, might be a little out of position, is getting poisoned. Kerrigan coming in, Lieutenant Morales, Tassadar, all here pushing on the second tier of structures, but Sergeant Hammer just sitting in the back, pushing people away. This is exactly what you want to do as a Sergeant Hammer, is set up an area and say, this is mine, you do not belong. And you can see that setting up like that, they were able to push back the red team. Greymane just out of position, has tons of poison. Zeratul coming in really wants to get some damage, but just knows that they're outnumbered, knows that if they come in, they will be in trouble. Greymane playing very aggressive, is maybe going to be able to get away. It looks like the Zeratul didn't see that there was a mess up. Zeratul is going to spot this turn-in attempt, but it looks like the turn-in already happened. 3 members of the enemy team coming in. They're trying to get Lieutenant Morales. Lieutenant Morales is down, is going to die. Kerrigan out of position, no way to get healed. And Zeratul chasing very deep, trying to get that Kerrigan, who is going to be able to get away. That is 2 members of the red team down, 4 members of the blue team up. Blue team level 11, they do have their heroic abilities. Tassadar out of position, is going to get tons of damage by the Butcher and by the Kerrigan. It's just going to fall incredibly fast. Greymane already used his escape, is just going to run away. Brightwing also just going to run away, and blue team's going to push back. They are going to try and sit with their lanes, and looks like the red team was able to get some web weavers that are going to push in. Meanwhile, in the bottom, Sergeant Hammer being pushed back by the Kerrigan. Kerrigan coming in super aggressive, tons of damage. Butcher coming in and just smacking him, and it doesn't even have to use his heroic ability right there, because Sergeant Hammer was already down before that actually went off. That does mean that the bottom fort already being down, this web wave is going to push all the way into the second tier of structures. Meanwhile, mid looks like it's going to be able to do the same thing, but blue team was able to clear out the top lane. Meanwhile, Butcher coming in from behind, hitting the Greymane, who is in incredible trouble. Tassadar using Archon and is able to get that kill. That is a lot of gems dropped. Lunara is able to get away, Brightwing's able to get away, Zeratul being stealthy, being sneaky, not able to really take any advantage here. Greymane coming and getting some damage on the towers. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Kerrigan pushing solo, is getting polymorphed and is going to be able to be killed, dropping a ton of gems. It does look like 4 members of the red team, though. They realize that it's even footing at this point. It's level 13 to level 14, so everyone is on the same talent tiers. You can see that right here, the level 13 talents. They are going to just go for a camp, and it looks like it is going to be a tit for tat at this point. Red team getting their mid camp. Blue team not actually getting their mid camp, is pushing lanes, is thinking about boss, is checking boss. Looks like Greymane is checking boss. Zeratul is coming in, checking boss, just making sure that red team wasn't trying to do anything sneaky. Red team actually maybe trying to do something sneaky, but Lieutenant Morales way out of position. 3 members of the blue team coming in from behind, but it does look like Butcher with a stim pack is able to come in. Tassadar flanking the 2 members of the blue team who were behind. Butcher missing the ultimate, but coming in, trying to get some damage. Does look like that didn't go well for anyone, really. But I guess at the bottom lane, we still have Hammer just pushing away, maybe able to get this bottom fort that they were pushing in so hard. They were able earlier to kill that back structure right there, that back tower. Meanwhile, blue team did not get their camp, which means that in the middle there is a red camp pushing Great Void Prism, tons of damage coming out from the Kerrigan, which is going to take out the Greymane, giving the blue team or the red team a slight advantage. They do have their level 16 talents at this point, 2 levels up and 1 member up as well. Looks like Zeratul just way out of position. Butcher running in, destroying him, and it looks like the camp that the red team got earlier is going to be able to push into the middle of the blue team space, and they are going to get some siege damage here on the keep. Butcher, meanwhile, way out of position, getting totally poisoned by Lunara. Lunara using her ultimate ability to jump over, but Lieutenant Morales just healing the Butcher all the way back. And meanwhile, Greymane, seeing a great opportunity, runs back. This guy, what is he doing? He's not picking up the gems. Why isn't he picking up the gems? Greymane just not picking up the gems, not even thinking about it. Trying to get some damage on the red team's Greymane. Looks like the blue team was able to turn in. Brightwing finally able to turn in some of those gems that she's been picking up, but the red team is just banging on the core. Just 5 members of the blue team, or of the red team here. 1 member of the blue team down. Zeratul very low. Sergeant Hammer out of position, is possibly going to go down. Looks like Butcher is able to do that. Greymane incredibly low, probably going to go down, but there is already the core at 65%. Tassadar trying to get away, trying to be sneaky, but Lunara using an ultimate ability, and that is going to be a total team wipe for the red team. Red team just getting a little greedy, was actually able to get 59% of the core down, and that means that their entire team, though, however, is going to be wiped out, while the blue team has some web weavers pushing. That being said, the blue team, their web weavers are already significantly damaged. One of them is that the mid lane is already down, and that's probably due to some of the forts that were taken by the red team. But it does look like all of these lanes should be able to be pushed. Nobody pushing bottom. They could easily take out this fort, but it does look like the web weaver should be able to take care of that on its own. 3 members of the blue team coming in trying to get some fort damage here in the middle, and Brightwing pushing top with the web weaver. It looks like it's going to be able to take out that fort as well. Kerrigan, however, coming in, might be able to get some damage, is going to be able to get her combo off, takes out about half of Brightwing's health, but Sergeant Hammer setting up saying, this area is mine. Lunara coming in, jumping over and hitting up Kerrigan really hard, poisoning her up fully. You can see the 3 dots of poison. Is Kerrigan going to be able to get away? It looks like she is able to jump behind just in time and take a drink from the sippy cup. 4 members of the blue team are up top. Red team coming in, very aggressive. It's able to take out was going to be able to take out that Zeratul, but a fantastic Void Prism stops the Butcher's ultimate, and the Tassadar's Archon is saving the entire blue team. What a fantastic Void Prism. Great disengage by the blue team, and blue team might have a comeback, is able to take out all 3 forts of the red team. To the Butcher with the stim pack. Greymane in the middle. Is Butcher's going down, but that is just too much damage, and Lunara is going to go down to Kerrigan. Meanwhile, Kerrigan trying to get her combo off, trying to pull Greymane back. This is a 2v2, so we do only have 3 members of each team up. Tassadar and Kerrigan coming in on the bottom, trying to take out Greymane and Brightwing. Is Tassadar's using a shield, is polymorphed and is going to be taken out by the Zeratul or the Greymane, and Kerrigan going out as well. That is 4 members of the red team down to 2 members of the blue team down, and Greymane is just going to hightail it all the way out of there. That does mean that we are sitting at level 18 versus level 18. Everyone is sitting at a similar level, similar talents, and we have 2 forts left for the blue team versus 3 forts for the red team. We are going to see some catapults pushing in the mid lane, but it does look like Greymane trying to solo a camp here. Is Greymane able to solo a camp? Let's see here. They take out the one in the back, which is important. You always want to take out that priest first, but it does look like they're incredibly low on health. They have 2 more minions. Brightwing jumping in. Smart move on Brightwing. Is able to heal up this Greymane, and Lunara coming in, getting some poison in there. Greymane does not look like, at level 19, able to solo a camp. Just too squishy. Needed a healer, and they are going to Hearth. Meanwhile, it looks like red team wants to defend, wants to go for boss, is all fully respawned, and so now it is 5v5. Blue team, however, has the level advantage with level 19. Red team just checking, making sure that the blue team didn't press their level advantage and go for boss. They probably should have, honestly, but they spent it going for a smaller camp instead that is going to push out the mid lane. Red team was able to get the same camp, so those are just going to push into each other and do nothing, but looks like possibly a team fight might be shaping up here in the center. Greymane trying to toss some damage out, but not going out. Butcher sort of out of pushing in deep. Kerrigan pushing in deep, is able to get the combo off on Sergeant Hammer. Zeratul going right into the middle of the enemy line and just missing their Void Prism, and that is stealing Lunara, keeping her out of position. She does jump over. Great move by Lunara, but she does have 2 members. She is going to jump over Greymane, and wow, what a fantastic use of that ultimate ability. She was able to escape that entire enemy team, even though she was behind enemy lines. What a fantastic play by the blue team's Lunara. Meanwhile, though, it does look like 2 members of the blue team are down. Red team is coming in hard. Butcher getting out some serious damage on Greymane, and are they going to be able to take out this keep? Coming in hard. Blue team with the stim pack using the ultimate, trying to get some damage, and is able to, does miss, killing Greymane. Greymane heading back into the base is going to heal up, but it does look like this fort, or this keep, rather, should fall to the red team. 4 members, Brightwing going down to the Kerrigan combo that is super strong. Red team is just destroying it with melee assassins here, coming in on the core, which has been at 59% for a significant amount of time. Only 3 members of the blue team here. Looks like Greymane is going to come out, is going to turn in, but will that be a good game? We have 3 members of the red team pushing on the core. Kerrigan just trying to keep people out, not getting some core damage, but that is good game. That is good game. Even though blue team was able to turn in at the end, and it's funny, you do actually see those portraits spawning, so it doesn't seem like that spawns when the game ends, but that was a fantastic game. Tons of back and forth. Blue team really coming back with 2 team fights at the end, hitting level 21st, and I think just a misplay. If they had gone for the boss, that would have put a lot of pressure on the top keep for the blue team. Instead, they went for the siege camp in the middle, but red team was able to get their siege camp very easily, and that ended up meaning that those waves cancel each other out, freeing up red team to go to the top and push on their own. You saw that red team was able to push through the top all the way down and to the core for a good game. However, if blue team had gotten that boss when they had the opportunity, it could have very easily resulted in a win for the blue team. So that's one of the things you got to think about with this game, especially in quick match. When do you go for core? When do you go for boss? Figuring out the right time can mean the difference between winning your game and losing your game. But I hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Quick Match Heroes. My name is Erin, aka Grishno. Please hit the like button if you like the video. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And until next time, I'm Grishno, and I'll see you later.